about you? Welcome to Hamiltonville Farm.
Today we're going to show you how we build our raised garden beds.
And we're going to show you right now. So welcome to Hamiltonville Farm YouTube channel. We appreciate you tuning in. You were doing a Google search of some sort about how to do raised garden beds, or you were doing a YouTube search on how to get your garden beds made for your garden. So we appreciate you choosing our video and watching us. But we're not the only ones who make raised garden beds. There's a really good garden bed video from our friends over at Rock and Sea Homestead. You know, Lance and Marcia have really done a really good job. Explaining how they built their raised beds, and their style is a little different from our style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to their video up here in the corner, and I'll put the description down below as well, and a link to their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is really on fire right now, and Lance and they do a really good job of explaining how they're going through their gardening process. And so go check, after you watch this video, go check out their channel, hit that subscribe button over there, and tell them Hamiltonville Farm sent you.
So today we're going to show you how we do our raised beds for our garden. And I'm cheap. I don't like to spend a lot of money. So we're going to show you how we do ours DIY on the cheap, but still effective.
So let's take a look at what we're planting today.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, for your preparation, is you can notice it's a really hot sunny day here in Florida. So you need to protect your skin with some good sunblock. This is SPF 70. Now I know what you're thinking, I don't like to wear sunblock. Hank doesn't particularly like to wear sunblock, but a few years back my dad got melanoma cancer behind his ear just from simply working in the sun. So make sure you protect your skin. Also stay hydrated. We've got our Gatorade with our ice here so we can stay hydrated while we work. So now let me talk a little bit about what we're going to put in our beds. We're getting a little bit of a late start in the season on these beds, so I did buy some plantings that were already grown. This is sweet potatoes, bell pepper, tomato, and of course this is for the herb garden here, so we'll have a box of herb gardens. But then of course I've got some seeds as well, something that will come up and give us a quick harvest. So this is what we'll be starting with on the couple of beds that we're going to do today.
We're going to start the construction with the raised bed with the cedar fence pickets that you can buy at Lowe's or wherever. I think they're like $1.50 a piece, something like that. Some of them come with dog ears, whatever. But get the cedar because those make sure that they're weather resistant and they won't rot on you as quickly as non-cedar or non-treated type of wood that you're going to use for the construction process. You also are going to need some landscape cloth. All right, this landscape fabric, we actually bought this at Dollar General. I don't know, $5 it says on the tag. So pretty cheap stuff. I've seen people use newspaper. I've seen people use plastic, put holes in plastic. So anyway, you need some type of weed barrier before you actually put the soil and the dirt into the raised bed. And then how do you attach this landscape cloth to the fence pickets that we're going to frame the bed with? You just simply use a staple. Any type of staple gun will work. And then of course you're going to need like screws and a tape measure, things like that, to get the dimensions of the box that you want for the size of the garden that you need.
Okay, so I've got the golf cart loaded down with everything to head to the garden. Let me just say, I use this E-Z-GO cart every day on the farm. With 75 acres, that would be a lot of walking, plus a lot of trips back and forth. So let's head down to the garden.
Once I get my materials laid out, I want to measure and start my cuts. Again, I'm using nothing but 3 fence pickets, a 2x4, which is pressure treated, and I'm making my 2x4s about a ½ inch or so longer than the cedar planks that I'm using. These pressure treated 2x4s and these planks will hold up to weather a little better than if you get some that are not pressure treated. I simply am using decking screws at this point to secure the corners. It's not really imperative that you be perfectly square when you're building something this small and something this size. You do want to make sure that it's secure enough to keep the dirt from spilling out of it though. Once we get the side secured, we start with the landscape cloth. We're going to lay a row down first and then put the raised bed onto the landscape cloth where we want the raised bed to end up in the final position. Then we take a second layer and put it on the inside of the bed itself. To secure this weed barrier, simply use a staple gun. That will suffice. At this point, we're adding the garden soil. I used 5 cubic feet worth for this particular raised bed. Once we got all the dirt leveled out the way we wanted it, Gina went and started adding all the herbs that we were going to put in our small raised bed. Make sure that you break up the roots so that they have a chance to grow when they're planted into the new soil. I think the bed's coming along quite nicely, actually. You can separate your plants, take your spade, dig your little hole, hack them down there nice and tight, and be sure to water them after they've been transplanted into your raised bed. But let me show you another bed that we did as well. This bed is a higher bed, and we actually went 3 planks high with this one. This one has things that are going to need a deeper root structure, like sweet potatoes and tomatoes. But the same principle applies. We were able to get one shallow raised bed box built and then show you the kind of the deeper box as well, so you can see the comparison between the two. The shallow boxes are super easy, super inexpensive. They're less than 50 bucks a make, right, somewhere around there. And they're really great for small yards, like if you live in a subdivision or something like that, you don't have a lot of land or you don't have a lot of property to plant gardens on. This is an excellent option for you.
And it's more maintenance free. You don't have to weed.
True. Yeah, you're exactly right. So it's easy to maintain. So again, go check out our buddies over at Rock and Sea Homestead. You'll love their channel. Make sure you subscribe to them. And we're going to go
drink some sweet tea.
Drink some sweet tea. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and we're going to catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you watch all our videos about our hobby farm projects, as we do a lot of cool stuff around here, okay?
All right, see you later.
All right, bye. See you.